Hello everyone, my name is Sebastian Moreno. Welcome to Ecuador, an amazing destination in the heart of South America. Hello, this is Sebastian, CEO of Cooperativa. Here in Ecuador, around 10 years ago, we started using cannabis for helping our friends and family with different illnesses and problems. Around 2019, with my dad and another group of friends, we started Cooperativa de Producción Agrícola Ananda, with the intent of including high added value plants in a bigger picture called sustainable communities. As the end of the world is near, we need refugees for the next stage of humanity. We need a safe place where humans as a species survive for the next 300 years. We need a sustainable community that produces its own food, energy and medicine. We as Cooperativa Ananda has 2 cannabis licenses in the Chimborazo province. Ananda wants to integrate hemp and cannabis into these communities to help obtain sustainability, alongside working together as an ecosystem to help the processing, the production and the cultural and knowledge interchange to develop new technologies and to help all this into becoming a better world. This is our license 2 of 8,500 meters. We have an agreement with ASOPROG, an association of 50 families of 6 different communities around this area. We want to integrate at least one person from each family into the cannabis industry. We have tried our best thinking in the future for micropropagation and clean room facilities. For the moment, we're going to be doing here it's cloning and mothers, and we're going to be on the outside doing a 500 square meter greenhouse to eventually move out this operation into the greenhouse. Cannabis and industrial hemp under 1% THC are legal since 2019 in Ecuador. Homegrown is legal as long as you don't sell, but it's not regulated, so it's still in a gray area. In Ecuador, all that has under 1% THC is regulated under a system of licenses. Now there is 170 licenses in Ecuador that covers around 1,600 hectares of licensing. Their things are looking pretty good, even we have some problems, some bottlenecks, especially on the seed importation, registration and processes, all the permits that it's needed. As hemp and cannabis, it's a new cultivation in Ecuador, we've been having troubles to getting all these things brand new since the beginning for hemp. Licenses are cheap, as it costs around $3,000 for a 10-year functioning permit. But one of the main problems are our regulators and the stigma around cannabis. That's because we want to use tourism as our gate to educate all the people in the industry and show them how hemp and cannabis can help us change the world. Starting with the sustainable communities, that it can be a different way to manage this industry, a sustainable, responsible and accord to what the plant has taught us for the past millennials. The weather in Ecuador is a big factor in cannabis, growing as we in a small country have different climates and 12 hours of sunlight all year round. Besides all the ancestral and agricultural knowledge, so research and development can be speed up with lower cost. But all this has to be integrated in a way to use those resources to help the rural communities that are going to be involved in the cannabis industry, and after all this time of democracy, they are still living in poverty. We want to become a resilient and sustainable community. For this, in Chingazo Alto, we have selected these 3 spots. The first spot, an ancient alluvial path with native trees like guarangos and various species of other plants, thrive in this type of ecosystems. We'll create an immersive promenade while preserving these features. One of the greatest outcomes will be that of educating people on the importance of sustainability and these neglected spaces, often seen as dump sites, and connect them to the beauty of the native wildlife. We expect our project to feel like our case study, the Baroque park design by Topiaris in Lisbon. Second, lies our plot within the Piedmont area, where there is the lab which is already set and ready to start production. So instead of hiding behind walls, we'll secure the greenhouse and other production facilities, but the surrounding spaces will be at service of both people and plant communities. A series of gardens with path system, water features, an open wastewater treatment, a basketball hoop, a fireplace, a square to sell local products on fairs, a healthy environment for all. The third spot is a rounded volcanic cone where in the morning the cities fade out and the volcanoes become the main characters. We propose to define the Scenic Route and overlook through driving and pedestrian path system respectively to allow people meet here. We are using a proven method called keyline, which softens the natural drainage to allow water to stay and reforest this area with a scenic view construction. We hope that you fall in love of Ecuador as much as we are. And this has given you an idea of how much Ecuador has to offer. Not just tourism and not just as cannabis, but also as a community sense. Come here, help us, learn with us, grow with us, and we hope to have you here. Thank you for having us here. This was Cooperativa Ananda and Sustainable Cannabis Tourism in Ecuador. Thank you all.